Hey everyone, I'm Janet Wade, and I look tired as hell. This video is going to be me rambling and trying to remember as much as I can about how we got started. What my husband and I do, what my son and I do, what we all do in regards to our comic book. Jetta, Tales of the Toshigawa, and Shinobi Ninja Princess. We went to University of Memphis. One of the electives that I was able to take that summer was a creative writing course. And I always had an interest in writing. When I was in high school, I was the typical nerdy girl who was quiet and enjoyed Lord of the Rings and The Last Unicorn and fantasy novels like that, like the Dragon Riders of Pern series, which encouraged me to kind of write short stories and poems and stuff. I'm in creative writing class for a summer, and Mr. Wade happened to be there. At the time, I was there to just knock the class out. I wasn't there to do anything else. The whole time I was at the college, I was there to just knock the classes out. I wasn't there to hang out or make friends or anything like that. I didn't care. But because it was kind of an abbreviated course, the classes were actually they were long. They were like 2 or 3, well, not 3 hours, but they were kind of long. And so, but we had like a bathroom break or whatever, like a 15-minute bathroom break. And somewhere during that time, I saw this guy in the corner, not really the corner. He was like on the side. He was like at the far end of the classroom, and he had this gigantic piece of paper. Come to find out later that it was like an 11 by 17 that people would draw comics on, comic pages. And that's what he was doing. So he was drawing a page from a comic that he was working on. And it caught my eye because I was not only a fantasy literature nerd in school, but I also enjoyed drawing. So, of course, someone who's drawing will stand out in a classroom full of people that weren't drawing. So I went over to him, and I just casually, because it was, I was like, oh wow, that's like really cool. What are you drawing? And he told me it was like a character from a book that he was working on. I didn't catch the name at the time, sorry. I was just like, oh wow, that's cool. And that was it. That was the extent of the conversation. So the class went on, and then maybe a few weeks later, maybe 2 weeks later, we were done with the class, and I'm going to my car because I'm like, oh cool, the last day of class, I get to go home, take a nap before I have to go to work. So I'm walking across the train tracks, and I hear someone yelling at me, behind me. I'm trying to go home. And I'm hearing someone go, hey, Wade. And I turn around, I'm like, what? And it's Mr. Wade. It's the guy who was in my writing class, who I didn't even bother to ask his name. He was like, I really liked how you wrote your stories. I'd like to keep in touch because I'm trying to find people to be on a team with me to help me with my book. So that's how we got hooked up. And oddly enough, I was not really consulted for the writing part of the book. I became the inker. So that was a very interesting trial and error part in which I used I used Sharpie and whiteout. So I decimated the first few pages that he gave me to work on, because when he said whiteout, I actually was like, oh cool, I'll just go ahead and not worry about like, oops, my hand jerked, oops, I wasn't careful with my strokes. I don't know, I think we tossed those pages, but those pages were not well done. But he kept me on as inker, and then I guess slowly, as we worked together, he wrote me into like his story. I started to like add a few of my my little 2 cents here and there, like what seemed to make more sense to me with the characters, with the situations that they were in. Soon it came to be that I wasn't just the inker, I was also like the co-writer. Of course, Mr. Wade had the main part of the story, and I like tweaked it and added and filled in and things like that. But the main story is his, and I just helped to kind of flesh it out with my little 2 cents. And then the quickest part of the story is that, yay, we got married and we had a kid, and we're still doing comics. Yay! Except now I'm not inking. He's digitally doing things, so I am digital colors, but we still work on the stories and everything like that. Yay! And we lived happily ever after.